My name is Rachel, and for 9 years, I was the invisible genius behind every data project that made executives look good. Then they hired a 26-year-old with an MBA and a smile and made him my boss. Bad move? Let me take you back. 9 years ago, I walked into this glass tower in the financial district as a junior analyst, fresh from graduate school with a master's in data science. I believed competence would speak for itself. I was 25 and naive. My work spoke, but not with my voice. My first major project was salvaging the Peterson account. A senior consultant merged databases using wrong primary keys, creating a $3 million disaster. They called me at 11:45 on a Friday night. I fixed it by 3 a.m., rebuilding 18 months of corrupted analysis. Monday morning, that consultant presented my solution as his breakthrough. He got promoted. I got a thank you email. That pattern repeated for 9 years. When our biggest client's predictive model crashed, I rebuilt their entire framework in 4 days. The project lead took credit. When revenue forecasting failed 2 hours before a C-suite meeting, I debugged 8,000 lines of code. The director who wrote the buggy code called it collaborative effort. I saved 3 major accounts, recovered over $2 million through data optimization, built the forecasting models that became our signature offering. Every single time, someone else's name went on the presentation. By 34, my performance reviews called me exceptionally reliable. Translation: she does the work, but we can't picture her leading. I had a windowless office on the 16th floor between the server room and supply closet. Perfect location for what I'd become. Invisible. Being invisible means you see everything. I watched consultants present my frameworks to the board. I sat in meetings where my solutions were pitched by people who couldn't explain them. 3 times I was passed over for team lead. The feedback was always the same. Rachel needs leadership presence. Leadership presence. Corporate speak meaning I didn't play golf with the CEO's son, didn't have the right connections. Too busy working to network at happy hours where careers were made. Our office screamed trying too hard tech consultancy. Exposed brick, standing desks, kombucha on tap. Everyone talked disruption but panicked when Excel crashed. My windowless office became my fortress. No interruptions. I could build analyses that kept the company profitable while others took bows. Then we landed Horizon Industries. $30 million to overhaul their data infrastructure. The kind of project that makes careers, wins awards. During planning, our CEO Marcus specifically mentioned my name. Rachel will be instrumental. Her expertise is exactly what Horizon needs. I started sketching architectures that night, building team structures, imagining myself presenting to their board. For the first time in 9 years, I hoped. I should have known better. That same week, leadership announced fresh talent, a rising star who would elevate our client engagement. The email showed a man from a corporate recruitment poster. Square jaw, perfect teeth, confident smile that said he'd never debugged code at 4 a.m. His name was Tyler. Tyler arrived on a Monday like a hurricane in expensive clothes. 26, prestigious MBA, resume reading like Silicon Valley fantasy. He'd supposedly led innovation at 2 startups, though neither existed anymore. Given TED Talks about data-driven leadership shortly after graduating. The office buzzed before he picked up his welcome packet. Marcus introduced him at our all-hands. Tyler radiated confidence that comes from never having analysis questioned by people who understand math. Tyler joins us as management consultant, Marcus announced. Fresh perspective, proven leadership. He'll work closely with Rachel on Horizon, she'll help him get up to speed. Work closely with, help him get up to speed. Not bringing in a peer, training my replacement. Or worse, training who'd present my work while I stayed invisible. Tyler found me that afternoon. Didn't knock. People like Tyler never knock. You must be Rachel. Heard you're the data genius. Rehearsed compliment from a management book. He leaned against my doorframe. Casual entitlement of someone never told no. Excited to learn from you. I have innovative ideas about Horizon that'll transform their business. He hadn't seen one data point but had innovative ideas. Of course. I nodded, playing helpful colleague. Inside, I calculated, measured, watched for patterns I'd seen before, overconfidence masking inexperience. Assumption that business school replaces technical expertise. The inevitable crash against data reality. Marcus mentioned you've been here a while, Tyler said. Statement confirming what he believed. That I was established. Safe. Not a threat. 9 years. Impressive loyalty. Loyalty like a consolation prize. You must have seen changes. I built most of them. If he caught my edge, he didn't show it. The corner of his mouth lifted. We'll make a great team. I handle strategic vision, you handle technical execution. Perfect partnership. Strategic vision, technical execution. He'd talk, I'd work. He'd get credit, I'd get the email. Training began next day. Tyler shadowed constantly. Questions ranging from curious to embarrassingly basic. Database architecture, statistical modeling, fundamental Excel functions. But he learned fast. Tyler wasn't stupid. Dangerously undertrained for his projected confidence, yes, but not stupid. I showed him everything. Data pipelines. Custom algorithms I'd developed. My filing system, meticulously organized. Where we kept client data, security protocols, sharing procedures. This is incredibly detailed, he said, watching me walk through forecasting. You've built something special. It has to be. One wrong assumption cascades through entire analysis. Details are the difference between accurate projections and expensive mistakes. He nodded, taking notes. Exactly the rigor I want in my leadership approach. Detail with strategic oversight. His leadership approach. 2 weeks in. Office politics shifted quickly. People who'd ignored me for years wanted Tyler introductions. He lunched with Marcus twice the first week. Partners invited him to strategic planning. Within a month, he joined client calls I'd never been invited to, despite building the discussed analyses. Rachel's brilliant with technical stuff. I heard him tell someone in the break room, but she's more comfortable in back end. I'm helping her develop client-facing skills. I stood 10 feet away, invisible. He hadn't seen me, or didn't care. Sarah from analytics caught my eye and winced. Everyone knew, we'd all watched this before. Charismatic newcomer, overlooked expert, inevitable hierarchy favoring presentation over substance. 6 weeks after Tyler arrived, Marcus called all hands. Horizon was launching, team structure announcement. I sat middle of the room, not too visible, not too hidden. Tyler will be leading the Horizon engagement, Marcus said. Physical blow, leading, not collaborating, leading. Tyler stood, accepting handshakes. 6 weeks. Leading a $30 million project using methodologies I'd spent 9 years developing. Rachel will support technical analysis and implementation. Her expertise will be crucial. Supporting, that word again, meant I'd work while Tyler talked. My name in size 8 font on final slides. Another year being the wizard while someone else bowed. After the meeting, Tyler approached with that smile that made my jaw clench. I know this feels like big change, but I promise, we'll do amazing work together. Your technical skills with my strategic leadership will transform Horizon. I'm sure we will. That night, I sat in my car in the parking garage 20 minutes. Hands gripping the wheel, staring at nothing. 9 years. 9 years of late nights, saved accounts, crisis management, 6 weeks to promote someone else over me. I could quit. File HR complaints about past overqualified candidates. Accept fate and stay exceptionally reliable while Tyler collected recognition. Or do what I did best. Prepare. Document. Let data tell the story. Something shifted. Something cold and precise. 9 years invisible, watching my work disappear into others' portfolios. Time to use that invisibility as weapon instead of burden. I drove home, opened my laptop, started planning. Not revenge. Revenge was too hot, emotional, messy. This would be justice. Systematic, documented, completely legal justice, from knowing exactly how every system works, because you built those systems. Tyler wanted to lead? Perfect. Let him lead. Let him own every decision, every presentation, every analysis, and I'd make sure he got exactly what he asked for. Next morning, I created new folder structure. Not in shared drive where Tyler had access. In my personal secure directory, backed up 3 locations. Project documentation, personal archive. Inside, I built 2 parallel universes. Universe 1, real Horizon analysis. Clean data, accurate models, actionable insights that would genuinely transform their business. Universe 2, the trap. 6 beautiful professional files, each passing casual glance but crumbling under scrutiny, each one a perfectly crafted weapon. But I couldn't hand Tyler corrupted files. Too obvious. This had to be organic. He had to ask, had to take them willingly, convinced they were exactly what he needed. The week after the promotion announcement, Tyler burst into my office at 4:37. I was building real revenue projection when he appeared, slightly breathless. Rachel, I need your login credentials for Horizon folders. Not asked, said. I looked up, expression showing mild curiosity. Which folders specifically? All of them, putting together preliminary deck for Marcus. Need visualizations for tomorrow's strategy session. Already typing on his phone, barely looking. This was it, but had to play perfectly. Those contain working files, I said carefully. Preliminary analyses not ready for presentation. I'd be happy to prepare specific materials. No time, Tyler interrupted. I need access now. I know what I'm looking for. I let pause hang. Let him think I was hesitating. Let him believe he was overriding my concerns through authority. I appreciate thoroughness, he said, finally looking up with practiced smile. But Marcus wants fresh insights tomorrow. I'll only pull what's ready. Some files have formulas still in development, if you present preliminary work. Rachel, his smile tightened. I've led data projects before. I understand preliminary versus final. Send the credentials. Perfect. Interrupted me twice, dismissed concerns, took full ownership. All documented in email chain I was mentally composing. I typed on screen, letting him watch. Professional, compliant, enough reluctance to seem conscientious. Here are credentials for Horizon folders. Please note files in analysis_working_files. Subfolder contain preliminary models not validated for client presentation. I strongly recommend waiting until I properly prepare. Send it. I hit send at 4:43 p.m. Immediately forwarded entire exchange to personal email. Documentation, credentials request. Timestamp would matter. Paper trail would matter. Everything would matter. Tyler left scrolling his phone, probably texting Marcus about great insights. I sat back, allowed myself one small breath of satisfaction. Amateur hour was over. That evening and the next 3 nights, I stayed late. Office quiet except for air conditioning hum and occasional elevator ping. Screencasting blue glow as I built the most important project of my career. 12 professional-grade analyses, each requiring hours of meticulous attention. File 1, Revenue Projections Q3, Q4. Beautiful dashboard. Interactive charts, perfect colors, trend lines soaring upward, suggesting 42% growth. Numbers making executives excited. Tyler would present without questioning. But underneath, I'd inverted seasonal adjustment formula. Retail traditionally slowed Q4. My model showed acceleration. Anyone understanding retail would spot it. Tyler wouldn't. File 2, Customer Retention Analysis. Elegant heat maps, retention rates, and eye-catching graphics. But inverted calculations. Real data showed 78% retention. Mine showed 22% loss presented as gain through clever labeling. Formula buried in cell AG247. File 3, Market Segmentation Model. Real customer data but demographic logic from 5 years ago, before Horizon's repositioning. Would tell them target suburban families in now urban professional areas. Looked sophisticated, proper statistics, cited sources. Completely wrong. File 4, Pricing Optimization. Ignored Horizon's historical price elasticity entirely. Would suggest increases where customers were sensitive, discounts where they'd pay premium. $6 million in lost revenue if implemented. File 5, Inventory Optimization. Seasonal coefficients backwards. Stock swimwear December, winter coats July. For northern climate retail, catastrophic. File 6, Competitive Analysis. My masterpiece. Mixed Horizon's internal data with competitors' public information. Technically accurate, strategically meaningless. Charts comparing their performance to themselves. Each file took hours. Not because errors were complicated, but because had to be perfect. Professional formatting, proper citations, sophisticated visualizations. Work looking like someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Because I did. While building corrupted files, I perfected real analysis. Every chart sourced. Every model with sensitivity analyses. Every projection showing confidence intervals. Explaining assumptions. Not good. Bulletproof. I also implemented logging script. Simple background program, tracking file access. When Tyler downloaded, I'd know. When he opened, copied, renamed, modified, timestamps, and version histories. Nothing illegal, nothing triggering IT security. Documentation for irrefutable timeline. By the third night, both universes complete, trap set. Real work secured. I needed to wait for Tyler to walk in. He didn't disappoint. Next morning, I arrived at 8. 17 files downloaded from corrupted folder between 6:15 and 6:47 a.m. Tyler had been busy. Logging showed he'd opened each file, spent average 4 minutes reviewing, then copied to new folder, quote, Tyler_Horizon_strategic_analysis. He'd removed my initials from file names. At 9:30, Tyler presented in leadership meeting. I wasn't invited. Sarah messaged updates. He's showing your customer retention charts, claiming he crunched numbers all night. Marcus looks impressed. Someone asked about churn rate. Tyler says Horizon's losing premium members at alarming rates. Is that right? The corner of my mouth lifted. No, Sarah, very wrong. But Tyler doesn't know because he never learned reading models he's presenting. Pattern continued 3 weeks. Tyler requested data, always last minute, urgent. I supplied from special folder. He presented as his analysis, occasionally crediting me as data support in footnotes. Each presentation made him more confident, more invested. Each presentation built on impossibly flawed foundations. Week 1, downloaded everything. Logs captured every action. Week 2, presented corrupted dashboards in team stand-up, explaining customer behavior insights he'd discovered. Sarah questioned churn metrics. Tyler dismissed with buzzwords about paradigm shifts, disruptive thinking. Week 3, sent preliminary analyses directly to Horizon leadership. Attached his name as lead analyst. Mentioned me once in email footer as technical contributor. I documented everything. Screenshots of Slack messages where Tyler claimed ownership. Finished Q3 analysis. Game-changing insights. Video recordings where he presented my corrupted files. Email threads forwarding my work with his signature as strategic lead. Most damning evidence came from Tyler. He created shared folder, Tyler_Horizon_deliverables, storing his work. My corrupted files with metadata stripped, his name added to headers. He didn't realize systems kept version histories. Every file showed original creation in my directory, timestamps proving I'd built them weeks before his arrival. I maintained my role perfectly, supportive, responsive, always delivering what Tyler needed when he needed it. Helpful technical expert, exceptionally reliable, content working background while strategic leader took stage. But I was also building parallel documentation system, tracking every lie, every theft, every moment of claimed credit for unexplainable work. 4 weeks after setting trap, Marcus announced full presentation to Horizon C-Suite. Monday morning, 9 a.m., their executive boardroom. Tyler presenting complete strategic analysis. 30 million hung on this. Board members attending. Their CEO, CFO, entire leadership. Tyler spent that week refining his deck, pulling more visualizations from corrupted files, building impressive-sounding narrative that would collapse under first serious question. So confident. Sending preview decks to Horizon executives, scheduling follow-ups, already discussing expansion projects this success would generate. Friday afternoon, he stopped by my office. You'll be there Monday, in case they have technical questions. Order disguised as request. Making sure I'd answer difficult questions while he took credit. Wouldn't miss it. Perfect, though honestly, that smile. I doubt we'll need backup. This analysis speaks for itself. Yes, I thought, watching him walk away, yes, it absolutely does. I spent weekend preparing. Not corrupted files. Tyler had everything needed to hang himself. I prepared real analysis. Accurate, thoroughly documented, professionally bulletproof work Horizon needed. Every projection validated. Every model explained. Every recommendation backed by solid data, realistic assumptions. Also prepared complete documentation package. Every email between us. Every access log. Every version history proving when each analysis was created and by whom. Every Slack message. Meeting recording. Every evidence piece showing systematic intellectual theft. Sunday night, I couldn't sleep. Not nervousness. Anticipation. Tomorrow, in glass conference room overlooking city, surrounded by people controlling 30 million. Tyler would present 6 beautiful lies to audience, knowing their business better than he ever could. And when they ask questions, real questions CFOs ask, when numbers don't match reality, only one person in that room would have answers. I set alarm for 5:30, laid out best suit, placed leather portfolio by door. Inside were two presentations, one showing what Tyler stole, one showing what Horizon needed. Truth, as they say, would set someone free, not Tyler. The Horizon conference room was designed to intimidate. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. A table seating 20. Technology costing more than my salary. 14 executives filed in at 8:45. 15 minutes early. Serious people with serious money on the line. Jennifer Walsh, Horizon's CFO, arrived first. Sharp eyes, sharper questions. Executive who'd built her career catching inconsistencies before they became disasters. James Morrison, their CEO, followed. He'd grown Horizon from single location to regional powerhouse. Knew his business inside out. Tyler arrived at 8:50, $3,000 suit. All confidence and practice small talk, working the room like politician. Set up laptop, connected projector, ran through slides. I sat front row as requested, laptop ready, watching him perform. Marcus and two partners took seats along wall. Tension was palpable. 30 million focuses the mind. At exactly 9, Tyler began. Good morning, excited to share strategic analysis we've developed for Horizon's next growth phase. Slide 1, corporate overview, safe. Mission statements, market positioning, nothing betraying disaster underneath. Slide 2, current state analysis, still safe. Public data, general observations. Slide 3, industry trends, impressive graphics, logical flow. Tyler building confidence, setting stage for what he believed would be triumph. Then, slide 4, revenue projections. Chart appeared. Beautiful trend lines soaring upward, 42% growth, Q4. Tyler gestured with laser pointer at peak. As you see, our modeling shows significant untapped potential in winter quarters. These projections are conservative. Excuse me. Jennifer's voice cut like scalpel. Did you say Q4? Yes, our analysis shows. We're Northern Region Retail. Q4 is our slowest quarter. Has been 15 years. What methodology produced 42% growth projection for our weakest season? Tyler's smile never wavered, but hand tightened on remote. That's exactly the conventional thinking we need to challenge. Data clearly indicates. Data indicates impossibility, Morrison interrupted. Quiet voice carrying weight. We've never exceeded 8% Q4 growth. Ever. What are we missing? Slide 5. Customer retention analysis. Heat maps appeared, colorful and professional. Tyler clicked forward, confidence showing hairline cracks. Your retention metrics show concerning patterns. Premium members churning at 78%. We're losing 78% of premium customers? Jennifer pulled out tablet, fingers flying. Our internal data shows exactly opposite. Premium retention 82%. Industry leading. Well, that's what makes this valuable, Tyler said, first tremor in voice. We're seeing patterns traditional metrics might miss. Or patterns that don't exist, Morrison said. Next slide. Slide 6. Market segmentation. This is where it completely unraveled. Tyler's slide showed Horizon's primary growth demographic as retirees and suburban families. 3 executives simultaneously looked up, confusion turning to concern. Mr. Tyler, Jennifer said, formality a warning. Our revenue breakdown shows 78% from customers aged 25 to 34. Urban professionals. Your analysis suggests we target retirees. Can you explain this discrepancy? Beauty of data-driven strategy is revealing opportunities in unexpected segments. This isn't opportunity, this is fiction. Morrison leaned forward. What dataset are you using? Tyler clicking through slides faster now, trying to find solid ground. But there was none. Every chart, every model, every projection built on my meticulously crafted impossibilities. Slide 7. Inventory optimization. Their VP of operations let out a sharp bark of laughter, involuntary sound of someone seeing the absurd. Tyler's recommendation suggested stocking summer inventory December, winter merchandise July. Are you seriously suggesting, the VP said, that we stock swimwear in December? In Chicago? Room erupted. Executives pulling out phones, tablets, comparing Tyler's projections with reality. Questions flew from every direction. Why does competitive analysis compare us to ourselves? How can Michigan stores show higher foot traffic than Florida in January? Is this pricing model suggesting we raise prices in most price-sensitive categories? Tyler was drowning. Practice confidence collapsed into business school platitudes about disrupting thinking, challenging assumptions. Each answer dug deeper. Sweat beaded on forehead despite Arctic air conditioning. Hand shook on remote, clicking frantically through slides looking for anything to save him. Jennifer closed tablet with deliberate calm. Sound echoed through suddenly silent room. Mr. Tyler, do you understand our business at all? 14 faces turned, waiting for answer that would save or damn him. Tyler's mouth opened, closed, opened again, nothing came out. Morrison's voice was quiet, deadly. Ms. Cross, do you have anything to add? Every head swiveled to me. Tyler's face went white as paper. I stood slowly, smoothing suit. 9 years of invisibility falling away like old paint. Yes, Mr. Morrison, I do. I walked to front, passing Tyler's frozen form. Projector still connected to his laptop, still showing impossible projections. I held up HDMI cable. May I? Morrison nodded. Please. I connected my laptop. Tyler's fantasy disappeared. Reality took its place. My screen filled the wall. Clean data. Accurate models. Projections grounded in Horizon's actual business patterns. This is actual revenue projection for Q3 and Q4, I began, voice steady. 8% growth, Q3, declining to 5% Q4. Exactly matching your historical 15-year pattern and accounting for 62% reduction in foot traffic during winter months. Jennifer was already nodding, comparing my numbers to tablet. I clicked next slide. Your premium customer retention is 82%, industry leading. Previous analysis, inverted retention calculation. Formula error is in cell AG247 of that file. Your primary demographic is 25 to 34-year-old urban professionals. Previous analysis used segmentation logic from 5 years ago, before your brand repositioning. Question after question came. I had answers for everyone. Real answers backed by solid data and thorough analysis. I showed them true competitive position, stronger than realized. Revealed genuine opportunities. Realistic expansion in untapped areas. Modest pricing power in specific categories. Efficiency gains through better scheduling. 40 minutes in, I'd rebuilt their confidence, not in data, but in our firm's ability to deliver real value. Executives were engaged, taking notes, asking intelligent follow-ups. This was what consulting should look like. Collaborative, grounded, honest. Finally, Morrison raised hand. Ms. Cross, one question. If you had this analysis, why were we shown that? He gestured toward Tyler. I pulled up new folder. Documentation. Mr. Morrison, I believe in complete transparency. Screen filled with timestamps, access logs, email trails. Entire history of how Tyler requested credentials, downloaded preliminary files. Each one clearly marked, preliminary. Not for client distribution, in the header metadata. Then systematically removed those warnings before presenting them as final deliverables. These files show creation history for both analyses. Versions presented today were marked preliminary drafts. They were accessed against explicit warnings and presented as validated deliverables. Jennifer was scrolling through tablet. We received these same files last week. Metadata has been altered, poorly. I brought up Slack messages, email chains, version histories, every evidence piece laid out like prosecutor's case. No accusations, no drama, incontrovertible proof. Marcus finally spoke from position against wall, voice tight with controlled fury. Rachel, why didn't you raise this internally? I met his gaze steadily. I documented everything, sir. However, my concerns about analytical integrity have historically been categorized as lack of leadership presence. I believed the client deserved to see the truth. Marcus caught my eye briefly, a single nod, not approval, acknowledgement. The kind senior leaders give when they know you've saved their company. Morrison stood up. Gentlemen, I think we need brief recess. Ms. Cross, please remain. Rest of you, please wait outside. As room emptied, Tyler finally found voice. This is set up, she deliberately. Mr. Tyler, Morrison cut him off. I suggest you use this time to consider your position very carefully. Once we were alone with Horizon's executive team, Morrison's demeanor shifted from CEO to human being. That was quite a risk you took. My job is to provide accurate analysis, sir. I couldn't let you make $30 million decisions based on fiction. Jennifer pulled up something on laptop. I've been in this business 25 years. I've seen every kind of consultant. Smooth talkers, technicians, theorists. I've rarely seen someone put their career online for data integrity. She looked at Morrison. I want her running this project. Morrison nodded. Miss Cross, simple question. Can you deliver what you showed us? Yes, sir, but I'll need real team, not technical support. I'll need decision authority and direct access to your data and people. Done. Morrison extended hand. Shall we invite others back? When our team filed back in, Morrison's message was clear and brief. We're moving forward with project, one condition, Rachel leads engagement, non-negotiable. I watched Tyler's world crumble in real time. Face cycled through disbelief, anger, desperate calculation, but no move left to make. He'd played himself into checkmate with my carefully poisoned pieces. Walk back to our office was surreal. Tyler left immediately, escorted to collect belongings. Marcus stayed at Horizon, probably managing damage control. I drove alone, windows down despite cold, feeling lighter than I had in 9 years. By the time I reached building, news had spread. Sarah from Analytics applauded when I walked past break room. Marcus called all hands at 3. Effective immediately, Rachel is our new head of data strategy and will lead Horizon engagement. Tyler is no longer with company. No elaboration, no questions, facts. Rest of afternoon was surreal haze of congratulations and sudden visibility. People who'd walked past my office for years suddenly knew my name. Directors who'd never acknowledged me wanted coffee. Real satisfaction came throughout that week. Other analysts started approaching privately. Stories tumbled out. Credit stolen. Ideas appropriated. Work claimed by those who couldn't explain it. I wasn't alone. I was the first to document meticulously and act decisively. By Friday, I'd assembled real team for Horizon. Not political picks, but analysts who understood data and cared about accuracy. We dove into project with enthusiasm that comes from finally being allowed to do your job properly. 3 weeks later, email notification appeared. Tyler, can we grab coffee? I think I owe you explanation. I stared at screen for full minute before typing reply. No. Sometimes most powerful response is simplest. I archived his email and returned to analysis. Horizon project launched 4 months later. On time. Under budget. 8% growth we projected? They hit 9%. Inventory optimization saved $3 million first quarter. Morrison sent handwritten note to Marcus specifically praising my team's work. It's framed on my office wall now, my new office. Corner 1 with windows overlooking city. I never found out exactly what happened to Tyler after that day. His profile went dark. Industry has long memory for spectacular failures, especially ones involving client deception. As for me, I published research paper under my own name. Data Integrity in Predictive Modeling, a case study. It won Best Paper at National Analytics Conference. Night after paper was accepted, I sat in new office, watching sunset. 9 years of being invisible. Of watching others claim my victories. Of being told I lacked leadership presence. All it took was someone foolish enough to steal wrong files and arrogant enough to present them as his own. I opened new project folder. Q3, Strategic Initiative. My initials right where they belonged. No dummy files this time, clean, honest data waiting to tell its story. My phone buzzed. Text from Morrison. Looking forward to quarterly review, glad we have someone who understands our business. I felt satisfaction settle in my chest, saved my work, and headed home. The invisible woman was gone. In her place stood someone who'd learned most valuable lesson in corporate life. Document everything, trust carefully. And when someone tries to steal your work, make sure what they're stealing is exactly what they deserve. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I'm curious. Where are you listening from right now? Drop a comment below and let me know what city or country you're in. I love connecting with listeners from around the world. If you enjoyed this tale of workplace justice, please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts. Have you ever dealt with a colleague taking credit for your work? How did you handle it? Let's discuss in the comments below.